Hi, and welcome to our today's video session about the ASF. My name is Martin, and I'm gonna guide you through the ASF within this video and the following videos, and show you how to fill in the ASF properly and how to handle your documents properly. This video only consists of a short presentation in the beginning and afterwards a short hands-on on some general topics and some general document requirements. So I hope you enjoy, and we will head on to the PowerPoint presentation right now. So to start with the general topics, the first question we need to answer is, what is the purpose of ASF? It's not used to make you and us a lot of work. It has also a proper sense. So in general, we want to check in advance all these different things on your system which cannot be fixed in Hockenheim. So especially if you have some major failures in your system, we will try to provide you early feedback so that you can fix everything in advance and you don't have to fix large things in Hockenheim, because we want to have as much cars as possible running on the event. The other thing is, we would like to have a good documentation of your system for the technical inspection to ease and speed up the technical inspection. Therefore, we want to require you to deliver proper documents which are easily readable and which provide a good understanding of your whole system. The next thing we want to have, or what you need, is to define test cases for your system in advance to the event, so that we have already a set of test cases set up until the competition starts. And the last thing, we also want to provide you a good feedback in advance, early feedback, to also make your testing and operation of the car safer by eliminating some major issues just on the start. To be honest, sometimes the promise of an early feedback is not always fulfillable, because taking last year, we have only been 2 people checking all the 25 teams EBS and also some waiting list teams EBS, and this is quite time consuming, and if you only have some weekends to check everything, then it's quite hard to get you an early feedback, what we try to improve. And we also try to make the review easier by this video series and by helping you to provide proper documentation so that we don't need that much feedback loops anymore. So hopefully it works out, especially for 2022, because there will be a lot of teams and there we will have a lot of work. Okay, the next thing is how the ASF actually looks like for 2021. So we have in total 7 forms, I think. So let's have a look. So we need a form about the actuator power supply. We have an autonomous system implementation, which you already know from last year and which will not be continued in 2022. So 2021 is the last year where we will have a form for the autonomous system implementation. And then we have in total 5 EBS forms. These are mainly the same contents as the last year's, but we split it up in different forms this year to make the review easier and also to make you the filling and the feedback easier. So we have the component location overview. We have a concept overview. We have the mechanical system, the electrical system, and the supervision implementation. And therefore, I want to show you right now in a short hands-on how it might look like and how you fill in the different forms. So just a sec, I will head over. Okay, here we go. This is how the ASF currently looks like on our test server and hopefully in the final event version as well. Maybe a little bit zoom in to make it better viewable. Okay, here you have all the forms I previously mentioned. And to show you how they look inside, I will go into the EBS supervision implementation now. And here you can see on the header of each form, there's some general information. There will be a link to our tutorials page where you can find all the videos, where you can find some supporting information, and where you can also find the examples for the different upload forms. This section will also be available throughout the whole year and hopefully will be regularly updated if we change something on the ASF. And after that, I hope that we can link in the corresponding video for each form. Actually, this is only a template video which we have on YouTube from our old rules podcast. So every form is split into two sections. The first section is the mandatory section, as you can see here. This section needs to be filled completely on your initial upload and should also be in a proper state on your initial upload. So please try to fill everything in. For the different PDF uploads, we decided to not put all the requirements and information here on the form text. We decided to have an example for each PDF now, which are accessible by just clicking the link right on the form here. So if you click on the link, you will be redirected and get a PDF for download, which will look like this. And here you have stated all the document requirements. There will be also some review goals to make a better understanding of what we want to check in this form, and also some general document requirements which are the same for all forms. And as the name of the document says, there is also an example how the document might look like on an example implementation. So this is just to give you some hints how it could look like, and at least how it should look like as well. Okay, let's get back to the form. For some fields, there is no PDF upload required. Some fields are for direct text input, like here for the supervised EBS signals, where we want to have a list of sensors which you will supervise during your event. And here we don't prepare any example, but we have the tooltip. So if you put your mouse over the question mark, the tooltip will appear and show you the information you need to fill all the information in. So in this case, our text fields support Markdown. We also link to here the Markdown cheat sheet. So please try to use Markdown formatting here to make it easier readable for you and for us. So another thing is the second section. It's the extra information section, which is only on request. This section we want to use as dialogue section so that we can have some question answers here. So if some questions appear during the review, we will set the corresponding fields to failed and put in a review comment. So for the question and answer, we may put some question in, question 1, 2, 3. And then we would like you to pick up the questions like this one. So first question, repeat the question, and then put your answer in, second question, and so on, so that we have some kind of dialogue and that we can track all the questions, because doing it by the common review messages or by the common upload messages, it's quite hard to track. So hopefully this works out better. The second field is for optional documents. So if we need some data sheets or something else, we will request it through this section as well. But as I said, this is only on request, so you don't have to fill it in on your initial upload. Okay, so that's the general information about the forms. And now we're gonna switch over to show you also some templates, some common templates which we prepared for you to unify the documentation a bit and to give you a good starting point for your documentation. Okay, this is the set of templates which we're gonna provide to you on the homepage. We have two templates which are for specific forms. So one is for the hydraulic pneumatic diagram and one is for the flow chart. The other four are general templates. You don't have to use them, but if you want to, you are more than welcome to use them, because then we have a common look and feel of all the documents, and you have also all the header informations inside each page which you need. So depending on your preference, you can either choose between PowerPoint or between a scalable vector graphics, which can be edited by free vector programs like Inkscape. So if you don't want to go with Microsoft PowerPoint, you can use the Inkscape templates as well. At first, I'm gonna show you the PowerPoint template and how to fill in and how it works. So basically, if you open it, it looks like that. And as you can see here, there are a lot of informations are missing at the moment. So they are quite easy to fill in. You just have to go to View, then to your Slide Master, and here on the first layout, all the information is editable. So first of all, I'm gonna change the logo. I already copied it, so this is our new logo which we want to have. One option is to copy it again once you have it inside and just say change picture from clipboard. Then you have your logo in, can delete the other one. Then you can fill in all the informations here. So this is the test doc. Our team name is FSG, and the university is the FSG Academy. So our car number is James Bond 007. The document version is the first version, so 1.0. And that's all. So the total page number we can fill in on each page individually. So we just mark everything, go to home, text color black, and now we're done. So now the template data is set up for each page. Now we can go to Slide Master and close it. And as you see here, all the data is now filled in. We can just go over and delete it. And maybe if you already know we will have 2 pages, we can go here, just say, okay, page 1 of 2. Okay, oh, wrong button, okay. Also text color is black. So we are fine. And usually if we now duplicate the slide for the second page here, the page counter works and we have page 2 of 2. The only downside on PowerPoint is that you have to update the total number of slides on every slide manually. Okay, and now you are ready to draw whatever you want. So you can just go ahead, draw some block diagrams, some blocks, also where we have its shapes, go to connect them, and so on. So it's quite easy in PowerPoint. To create block diagrams and to have an easy, editable and changeable block diagram. You also can put in some free text somewhere around this. My first. So you're pretty easy. You can also import pictures like your CAD drawings and just add some captions to it. So it's quite straightforward in PowerPoint and quite easy. So this is a good way of working if you have PowerPoint and if you want to work with it. The other possibility would be to use Inkscape. Here we have the same template header if you want to use them. And here you also can get direct access to all the input fields and type in some text. And here as well you can just use some block diagrams, fill it, make a yellow border and something like that. So it's pretty much the same, but a bit more complicated and not that user-friendly as Excel usually is, to draw some lines and everything. But it's also working, so if you don't want to go with with PowerPoint, then you can use Inkscape, but you can also use the PowerPoint. So those are the 2 possibilities. And if you want to have your completely own template, then you can also use it, but please make sure that it's properly formatted so that we have the document name inside, we have your team name, the university, the car number, a document version, a date, and a sheet count. The logo is optional, but makes it a bit more nice looking if you want to have proper documentation. And also here the frame around is not necessarily needed. Sometimes it makes it easier for some discussions because you can say, okay, the block located in A2 is this one, and discuss about it, but it's not mandatory, so it's totally up to you which kind of template you want to use. This is only to give you a starting point to maybe ease up the documentation for teams who never set up something before. Okay, that's all for the general information, and everything else will be discussed more in detail on the form specific videos. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope we hear us soon. Bye!